we'll do a Vin Yin. So a little bit of vinyasa followed by some longer held, deeper stretches. And I've had a couple of requests. I had a request for some low back and a request for some neck and shoulders. So we will try to take care of those things as well this evening. So you can start wherever you'd like to start, wherever it feels comfortable in your body. You might start seated. You might start lying down on your back in a comfortable position. You might even start in child's pose, whatever would feel good to you here. Doesn't matter where you start, I'll get you up and moving when you are ready. So allow yourself to come to that perfect position that feels perfect in your body. Comfortable, steady, feeling very grounded. Maybe the eyes close here as you allow yourself to get away from the day, get away from the week. Connecting in with your breath without forcing it. Finding some nice, smooth inhales and exhales. In and out through the nose if you can. Softening the jaw. Noticing anything that's touching the floor right now. See if you can soften just a little bit more right into those spots. Maybe it's the back if you're lying down. Maybe it's the forehead if you're in child's pose. Maybe it's the sitting bones. Whatever it is, just feel that earth energy kind of drawing you down and in. Gravity is what it is, but allow yourself to just feel very grounded. And as you're here, begin to slow the breath down. Taking your inhale breath into all four sides of your body, expanding in all directions. And exhaling completely. Noticing anywhere that you might be holding on to tension, anywhere that you might be holding on to stress. Maybe just a few more breaths here, and if you'd like to set an intention or a focus for your practice this evening, you can bring that to your mind. Planting a seed of intention, whatever it might be. And just remember to take care of you as you move through your practice tonight. Noticing anything in the body, modifying poses as you need to, continuing to breathe smoothly, easily, and if you get winded or hold your breath, or if anything hurts, back off, change it, skip it, no big deal. So when you're ready, we'll make our way into a comfortable seat if you're not there already. And if you've been in a cross-legged position this whole time, lean back and just switch the cross of your legs. So put the other foot in front or on top and get grounded again. We're going to start with just a little side bend here. So fingertips will touch the floor on either sides of your hips. Roll the shoulders open. Draw the low belly in. Begin to walk your left fingertips to the left. Take your right palm and flip it up, and then we'll go up and over. So really finding that extension through the right fingertips, grounding through the right sitting bones. Try not to let that right sitting bone start to lift. So we find this nice side bend. You might even drop your left ear all the way over to your left shoulder, getting even that side, that lateral flexion all the way up into the neck. If it doesn't feel good in your neck, keep that neck more neutral. Breathing into that right rib cage. And then slowly rising up through center. Take the right fingertips back to the floor, walk them out. Flip the left palm up and we'll go side bend in the other direction. So again, you might keep your head neutral, or you might find that lateral flexion of the neck as well as the spine by dropping your right ear to your right shoulder. Really lengthening out through the left fingertips, keeping your left sitting bone grounded. And then slowly rising up. We'll drop the right ear to the right shoulder. This time, if you didn't do it before, we'll get into it a little bit here, that side flexion. And then up through center, left ear to the other way. I'm not sure if I'm mirroring you or not, but other direction in your neck flexion, side flexion. And back up, chin to chest. This is an easier one for me to say. Chest rises to meet the chin rather than kind of collapsing down. And then flip both palms up and extend both arms overhead as you start to lengthen the chin away from the chest. You might be able to look all the way up to the fingertips. You might prefer to keep your head a little bit more neutral. And then exhale, drop the hands to the heart. We're going to open it up a little bit, stretching through the chest. Turn your palms up, reach your arms out, thumbs pressed back, lift up as you inhale. Exhale, squeeze it back together. As if you're pressing through mud. Inhale to reach the arms out and open. Exhale to bring it back in, beginning to pair breath with movement. Inhale to open it up. Exhale to bring it back together. One more, open it up, maybe the chin lifts. And exhale to bring it back. We'll come to hands and knees. Begin to move the spine any way that would feel good here. So take your time, little pops and cracks, kind of getting into your spine and your hips. You might cat-cow, arching and rounding. You might shift your hips left and right or look over a shoulder. You might sink into child's pose for a couple of breaths here. Doing whatever the body would like to do. No right answers. You might take a foot back and press out through the heel, stretching through the calf. It's about halfway. So if you did anything on one side, make sure you do it on the other. Beginning to recognize in your own body what needs a little love here at first. And not just recognize it, but be able to respond to it. And then when you're ready, we'll curl those toes under, walk the hands forward about a hand length, draw the low belly in. We're going to hover the knees up off the floor about an inch. Really fire up the belly here. And then begin to press the front of the mat down and away from you as the hips lift and reach back. Keep the knees bent for a few breaths. Gentle shake of the head, no. And then straighten one knee. And then the other, rebending the first knee. Walking out your dog here. And then we'll baby step the feet all the way forward, coming into our Uttanasana, standing forward fold, bend the knees. Interlace your fingers behind your low back and allow your hands to move away from your low back, any amount. We'll take the face one direction and the hands in the other, stretching out through the shoulder. And then through center, switch it out. The arms go one way, the face goes the other. Stretches out through the front of the shoulder, into the arm, and then back to center. Release the fingertips toward the earth. Allow yourself to dangle here, or you might need some support for your back, in which case you can bring those arms up to your thighs, or maybe fingertips to the blocks, or a chair. Take care of you. And when you're ready, bend the knees enough to get the palms to the earth, and we'll step the feet back to plank. Top of a push-up, really strong. Try not to let the hips sag, so draw those low belly in, and then draw the thigh bones up to the thigh muscles up to the thigh bones. And we're gonna resist gravity, so you might lower your knees here. This is an eccentric contraction of the triceps. We're gonna try to resist gravity to lower all the way down onto the belly, as slow as you can go. Untuck the toes. Pull the heart forward and come up into a back bend. Exhale to lower. 3 more. And lower. 2 more. And lower. Any height here. And lower. Curl those toes. Find your way back up. Through hands and knees or through plank, downward facing dog. Look to the front of the mat. Bend your knees. You can step or hop forward. Coming up halfway as you inhale. Lengthen forward as you exhale. Reach all the way to stand as you inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a breath here in mountain pose. We'll move through one full sun A. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale to fold forward. Half lift as you inhale. And exhale takes you through plank and that slow lower. Inhale, pull the heart forward and up. Back bending, and exhale, downward facing dog. 3 slow, deep breaths. Feel free to walk out your dog. Draw the low belly and the low ribs in. And then look to the front of the mat, bend your knees. You can step or hop forward. Lengthening halfway up as you inhale. Long neck, exhale to fold. Inhale to reach up and overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart, take a breath. 1 more inhale. Exhale, chair pose. Sink the hips. Weight in your heels, the belly's drawing in. Sweep your arms down and back. Inhale the arms forward and up. 1 more time, down and back. Forward and up, stand up. A little back bend if it feels okay. Exhale to fold. Step your left foot way back into a lunge. Plant your left palm, sweep the right arm up and open for a twist. You can always lower this back knee to the earth if you like. And you could always have this left hand on something. A block, a book, a chair. You might turn your gaze up to the top thumb, strengthening the sides of the neck. 1 more inhale. Exhale the right hand down. Step the back foot forward, standing forward fold. I got you, didn't I? Half lift as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. Root to rise, come to stand. Exhale, Utkatasana, chair pose, sink it down. Inhale here, exhale, the arms go down and back. Inhale, they reach forward and up. Come down and back, and then inhale, they reach forward as you stand up. Exhale to fold. Stepping your right foot back this time, find that lunge. Front knee over the front ankle. Plant the right palm, the left arm sweeps up. You might turn your gaze up there as well, you might not. Again, that back knee could lower. Really lengthening from the crown of the head out through that back heel if that back leg is straight. 1 more inhale. Exhale the left hand to the floor. This time we will step into plank. Resist gravity, feel free to lower the knees. As slow as you can go. Inhale for your back bend. Exhale, down dog. Lift your right leg up and out behind you. Exhale that right foot forward between your hands. So if it doesn't get there, reach back, pull it on through. Sweep your arms forward and up as you inhale. Exhale the hands to the heart. Lengthen up again as you inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. You might stay up, really getting into that obliques, twisting. You might dip forward and take the left elbow to the thigh or outside the thigh. And again, you might turn your gaze up, strengthening the neck, or not. Take one more inhale. Exhale the hands around the front foot, step it forward. Half lift as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. Root to rise, come up to stand. Exhale the hands to the heart, take a breath. Inhale, and exhale chair. We'll twist again to the right. Exhaling, and we might dip again. So it's a little different. Drawing your left hip a little back. You might take your gaze up. You might open it up floor to ceiling. You might not. One more inhale. Exhale, fold over the legs. Half lift as you inhale. Plant your palms. You can go straight to down dog, or you can move through this slow vinyasa. We'll meet in down dog. Inhale the left leg up and out behind you. Exhale to step it forward. Take your time. Inhale the arms forward and up. Draw the low belly in. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, lengthen up a little bit more. Exhale, twist to the left. You might dip forward. You might stay upright. Maybe the gaze goes up. Maybe you would prefer to look down. That's a little bit more grounding. Really energize that back leg. One more inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor, step it forward. Half lift as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. Root to rise. Hands to the heart, sink it into chair. Inhale here, exhale another twist to the left. Taking that right elbow down if you like, or outside, maybe opening it up. Floor to ceiling, block to ceiling, whatever. One more inhale. And exhale to fold. Half lift as you inhale. Take it back to plank, or to down dog, or to that flow. We'll meet in down dog. And then we'll sink into child's pose. Lower the knees and sink. Take 5 smooth, deep breaths to reconnect. When you're ready, coming back into hands and knees, curl the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Reach your right leg up and out behind you. Step your right foot forward between your hands again. This time we'll spin the back heel to the earth. Coming up into warrior 2. Arms are reaching, front knee, front toes pointed forward. Back pinky toe side is grounded. Back leg is your anchor. Bring your right forearm to your right thigh, palm up without collapsing into it. Sweep your left arm down, past your ear. Get that long side bend going here. Feel free to stay here, or if you want to fire it up, we're going to reach the right arm parallel to the left arm and get those obliques going. Belly's drawing in. You'll also feel your thigh. When you're ready, we'll rise back up. Exhale, warrior 2. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale the hands to the floor. We'll step the right foot to the left foot into plank. Big toes touch. Roll onto the pinky toe side of your left foot. Reach your right arm up, side plank. Really kind of bow the heart. You might drop the bottom knee. Exhale, reach that top arm under, through, and squeeze. Inhale to lift it back up. 4 more. Squeeze. And back up. Remember, this bottom knee could lower. Squeeze. and lift. 2 more. And lift. Last one, under and squeeze as you exhale. Reach it up. Find your plank. You can go straight to down dog, or you could lower through that flow. Three slow, deep breaths. Remember, child's pose is available to you. When you're ready, meeting us back in down dog, left leg lifts. Exhale the left foot forward. Spin your back heel to the earth. Ground it, come on up. Warrior 2, other side. Looking straight out over that front middle finger. Energize the legs and then bring the left forearm to the left thigh, palm up. Sweep the right arm down and past your ear. Really finding that long line of energy. You might stay here, or you might reach that left arm parallel with the right and extend through the fingertips. Keep breathing. We'll inhale up. Exhale, warrior 2. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale the hands to the floor. Pop off your back heel. Step the left foot back, big toes touch. Roll onto the pinky toe side of the right foot. Right palm plants, left arm reaches. Exhale, reach it under. Inhale, lift it up. 4 more. Remember, you can always lower that bottom knee. Squeeze and lift. 2 more. Last one. And plank. Going straight to down dog, or moving through your flow. Lower the knees and sink back into child's pose. 5 more deep breaths here, just to reconnect. Walk your hands in. Come to sitting on your heels. Bring your hands to your heart. Inhale to open it up like we did at the beginning. And exhale, bring it back in. Inhale to open. Exhale it back in. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Last one. And then come up to standing on your knees. We'll take the right leg straight out to the right. Foot's grounded, toes pointed forward. Reach your arms out, flip your palms, and we'll take that side bend. Right hand to the right leg, left arm up and over. Breathing here. Coming back up, hands to the heart. Right knee comes in, hands come to the low back. Whoops, I hit the wall. Lift up through the crown of the head. Press the hips and thighs forward. Squeeze the elbows together for camel. So imagine this lengthening of the front of the body. The hips don't sink back. The hips continue to press forward, lifting up out of the low back. And slowly rising up, we'll take the left foot out, ground it, toes point forward, reach your arms out, palms up, left hand to the left leg, right arm up and over. Gate pose. And slowly rising up, left knee comes back in, hands to the low back, lift up. You might curl your toes under this time. Press the hips forward. Lift up through the chest. Little bitty back bend, drawing the shoulder blades together. Or maybe bigger back bend. Hands, fingertips to the heels. No big deal. Slowly coming back up, hands to the mat, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale all the way down onto the belly. Prop up on your forearms. Pull the heart through. Sphinx pose. Maybe the knees bend. So a little yin preview here. Don't get too comfy. Re-straighten the knees. Interlace your fingers. Make sure your elbows are right underneath your shoulders. Curl those toes. Start to draw the low belly in. Lift your hips. You might even lift your knees. Forearm plank. Press the forearms into the earth and your upper arms out without moving them. Energizing your serratus muscles, and then you might begin to walk your toes in and lift your hips for dolphin. You might not. You can walk it up to down dog, or you can lower down to your knees and find your way to down dog. Walk your feet halfway forward and your hands halfway back. Take your feet to the outer edges of your mat, turn your toes out, bend your knees into a yogic squat. You can always sit on something. Hands come to your heart, lengthen the crown of the head. Trying to get a long spine here as the sitting bones drop, the tailbone drops. And the fingertips come back to the floor. Start to lift the hips, turn the toes back toward the front of the room. So you're kind of in a half wide-legged forward fold here. So it's, your feet aren't all the way together, but they're also not in a full wide-legged forward fold. You can dangle here, or you can bend your knees and dangle. And then we'll walk the hands back forward and the feet back for your plank. Holding here. You might lower through your flow, or you might skip it and go straight to down dog. Your call. Look to the front of the mat, bend your knees, step or hop forward. Come up halfway as you inhale, fold as you exhale, root to rise, come up to stand, and exhale, hands to the heart. Let's do one balanced posture before we move into some longer held stretches. We'll do tree tonight, shifting your weight into your left foot, touch your right toes, open that right knee. Make it active. So rather than reaching down, finding your ankle, and using your hand to bring your foot as high up on the leg, use the strength of your hips to slide that foot up on your leg. My balance is a little off. No big surprise there. We say, embrace my wobble. That's my mantra for life. Embrace your wobble. You might reach your arms up. Find your breath. Feel the roots growing down through your left foot. And we'll slowly bring the hands back to the heart. Lift the foot up off the leg. Turn it forward. Lift it a little higher and straighten it out. Slowly with control, lower down. Now you can give it a little shake. And we'll do the other side. So shift weight into your right foot. Touch your left toes, open it up. And then again, actively draw that foot up. What if it stops on your knee? If your knee is not injured, it's okay. If it doesn't cause any pain, it's okay. I know, sacrilege, right? As long as the knee's not injured or in any pain, if it worries you, just don't put it on the knee. Find your breath. Brace your wobble. Hands to the heart, release the foot, turn it forward, straighten the leg. One more inhale with control. Lower it down. Inhale the arms up. Exhale to fold. Last flow if you like it. Or you can skip it and go straight to down dog. We'll lift the right leg up and out behind you. We're coming into pigeon on the right side. With that right knee just a little bit outside of the right wrist. Or leaning off to the right, bringing the left knee bent up toward the sole of the right foot for deer. So this will be our first true yin pose. Let me get my timer ready. We're going to be here for 3 minutes. So remembering when we do yin, first we want to make sure we're not in any pain. Once we're not in any pain, we find our edge. And then when you get to your edge, back off just a touch so that you're almost to the edge but not quite ready to fall off of it. And then we'll hold in stillness unless your body invites you to go deeper at some point, or unless the pain starts coming later and then you want to get out of it, or you're just ready to come out. Your body says, you know what, I'm good. I think I'm ready to come on out. You can always come out early. Yin poses are held for time. So 3 minutes total on this pigeon or deer pose. We've already been here 50 seconds. So as much as possible, see if you can get the muscles to soften and let gravity take over. If the mind begins to wander, just bring yourself back to your breath at any time. Very normal. As soon as you slow the body down, the mind starts to chatter. We're halfway there. You might begin to emphasize the exhale part of your breath. Allow it to be just a little bit longer than your inhale. And as my timer counts down here, when it ends, you're going to hear 2 chimes. The first chime is your indication to take 1 more breath in the pose. And the second chime is when I will begin to bring you out very slowly. So because we've held these poses, these yin poses for a while, we don't want to pop up right out of them. Popping up is yang. We want to keep it yin. Last breath. Very, very slowly begin to walk your hands in. And from here, you'll find any pose that would feel good to you next. And there is no right answer. That might be seated in stillness and just letting that integrate. That might be a down dog. It might be a child's pose. It really doesn't matter what pose you do next. What matters is that it feels good in your body. So take about 3 or 4 breaths in stillness or in movement, and then we'll do the other side. So when you're ready, Taking the left foot in, or if you're in down dog, you can lift your left leg and bring the left knee outside the left wrist. Or if you're in deer pose, we get the back knee bent and the front knee bent. Or one side you might have done deer, but the other side you would prefer pigeon with that back leg straight, which is my case. And we will start the timer, 3 minutes. So first, are you in any pain? How's the knee joint? How's the hip joint? Is there something you could do to adjust to make it better and yet still effective? And then second, can you find your edge without going over the edge? And then finding the stillness in the breath and in the mind and in the body. If the body invites you to go deeper at any time, you might go a little bit further back with the back leg or further apart of the front foot to the back knee, or lower toward the floor, or more than halfway there. Notice if the muscle continues to clench and hold on and protect. That's okay. Just give it permission to soften, if possible. Remember, it's always okay to come out early. One more breath. And take your time, slowly coming out. Again, any next pose that would feel good to you. Getting the blood flow going back. You might windshield wiper. Shake the legs out. Maybe that downward facing dog. Whatever would work best in your body next. We're going to take a downward facing puppy, but if you can't be on your knees, then you're going to do half at the wall. So standing up, you'll do half shoulder opener and then half shoulder opener. So 2 minutes total, and I'll let you know when we're a minute in. We're trying to get into the chest here. So from your knees, the knees stay over, your hips stay over your knees. You might pad up your knees with a blanket here. Walk your hands forward and let your chest start to melt toward the floor. If your shoulders are really tight, take your fingertips toward the corners of your mat or take them wider, or you could do one arm at a time with the other forearm under your forehead. So 2 minutes total, and if you're standing, you'll start with the right arm at the wall and open up the chest, and I'll let you know when we're halfway. you're particularly bendy and you're in downward facing puppy, you might get your chin to the floor. Not a goal, just some people need that. It's a pretty big extension of the neck, so be mindful. And that's halfway, so if you're doing it on one side, switch it out and do the other side. If you're standing at the wall, other forearm, other arm to the wall, opening it up. Last breath. And very, very slowly and gently make your way onto your belly. Just find a comfortable spot on your belly. Rest those shoulders and that chest. Breathe. A couple of deep belly breaths and then turn your head in the other direction and a couple more. And then turn on to your left side and prop yourself up on your, either on all the way up on your left forearm. Let's do left forearm to start, because this can get pretty edgy. This pose is actually called cat pulling its tail, which would be really appropriate if I had a cat come visit me right about now. So I'll probably have to walk you through this twice because you may not have done this before. So you're on your left side. I'm not mirroring you. You're going to take your right foot straight forward. So straight out from your hip. At this point, bend your left knee at your bottom knee and use your right hand to find it. That's the tail. And you start to pull. This might be where you hang out. We're going to be here for 2 minutes, and I'll let you know how to go a little deeper. To go a little deeper, you're going to come down and start to roll that right shoulder toward the floor in a twist. And then even deeper, your left hand might be able to reach out and find the right toes. Maybe not. So the action here is trying to draw your left heel. I'll turn sideways. Away from your butt. You can also bend this right knee and use your hand to kind of open it up a little bit more. So we're getting into the back. We did a lot of stretching strengthening for the back today. So now we're stretching it out a little bit. We're already halfway there. Remember, you can stay propped up on that left arm. It's a little softer. And you can bend this right knee some. If this feels funky, it's kind of supposed to. But if it's really funky and you're like, you know what, I'm not feeling anything, bend both knees and just take both knees to the left in a twist. More seconds. Last breath. Take your time. Re-bend your right knee. Squeeze your left knee under it. Roll onto your back. If you're still propped up on your arm, lower down. Any movement here that would feel good. Roll on to the other side. Roll all the way around. And this time, starting on your right side, propping up on your right forearm. Both legs start straight. Take your left leg straight in front of you. Moving away from the camera here, aren't we? Straight in front of you and let it rest. Then, bend your bottom leg so the heel starts to come toward the butt. Use your left hand and find the ankle. Starting to draw the foot back. You might stay here. You might begin to lower down, rolling back onto that left shoulder a little. You might use this right hand to find the left foot or ankle, or not. This side, not so much for me. We're trying to open up this left shoulder toward the floor. At the same time, this left leg is drawing forward. So we get the twist of the spine. And again, you might bend this knee all the way in or just a little to find that place that feels perfect for you. Halfway there. Slow the breath down. Anytime you need to come out early, remember that's totally fine. If your body says, you know what, I think I've had enough of this pose, feel free to come on to your back. That's where we're headed next. Last breath. Slowly release the back foot and bend the top knee. Rolling onto your back and any movement that would feel good here. Windshield wiper in the knees or hugging them in. We're going to take a happy baby, but our happy baby is going to be a yin pose tonight. So you might do half happy baby, and I'll let you know when we're halfway through. So happy baby we're going to hold for 2 minutes, reaching through the knees for the outsides of the feet and taking the feet apart. Soles of the feet are reaching toward the sky, and you're actively drawing those feet down. Half happy baby is one leg at a time. And I'll let you know when we're halfway there. So the legs are the yin part of this pose. The arms have a little bit of that yang energy because they're having to hold the leg, right? Trying to draw that foot down, the thigh alongside the body. I'm doing half. And if you're doing half and you want to straighten out that long leg, that's fine too. You can also grab onto the big toe. Sometimes it's a little bit softer on the arm, but not so much the fingers. Can you let go of the muscular tension of the inner thigh or both thighs if you're doing full happy baby? If you're doing half, we'll switch it out and do the other side. breath. Take your time to hug the knees into the belly. You might rock. You might cross one knee over the other and squeeze it in, just going in the opposite direction of what we just did and then the other way. We'll end with a twist. Hugging the knees in, let both the knees fall left. We're not gonna time this, just about 3, 4, 5 breaths here. Let it be gentle, let the body just kind of melt into gravity. Slowly bring the knees up through center, maybe a little rock on your low back until eventually both knees fall right. You might look over the left shoulder, you might look over the right shoulder. And slowly bring the knees back up. Give yourself a much deserved hug as you make your way into your final relaxation, your Shavasana. You might have the feet flat to the floor with the inner thighs touching, a little softer for the low back, or you might stretch the legs out long and let the feet flop open. Make sure you're comfortable. Let go of any control of your breath and just allow your body this time to rest and receive. Very gently bring yourself back to your breath, to your body. Maybe a little movement, fingers or toes, a stretch, whatever would feel good. And when you're ready, you can roll onto your favorite side, make a little pillow out of your bottom arm. Gently find your way back to a comfortable seat. And as the hands come to heart center, just notice any effects of your practice. Acknowledge mind and body, spirit. And as always, I thank you so much for sharing your practice with me tonight. It's my honor to share mine with you. Have a great rest of your evening. Namaste.